This pantry is in need of a major overhaul. I have been looking forward to the day that I could just tackle this, get rid of what is expired, what I know we're not gonna eat. I have learned about myself that these white bins are not gonna work for me. These are probably okay because I can see down into them, but ever since I put food in these bins, I forgot what I had. Therefore, I don't meal plan with anything in there. I couldn't tell you what I had. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's all beans. But other than that, I really rely on seeing what I have in the meal planning process. And I really didn't know that about myself until I observed it with these white bins. So I'm kind of excited to see what I have in there because it might inspire me on some future meals. Even the labels that I had on the bins, they didn't help me very much. I mean, it was miscellaneous, pasta, and then I think rice and beans was the other label, or just beans, and it did nothing for me. I think labels gave me a false sense of organization, to be quite honest. Now, the one good thing I did like about the bins is it did keep like items contained together. So we're gonna try something new. Clear bins. So these were 2 for $10. I got 4 of them. We're gonna see if we can make use of those while keeping the line of sight open. I may need to go out and get some more things for organization, but I really don't want to buy anything else until I know what I need. Those puppies put up a fight. They were like practically glued together. One of them I was able to get loosened up just by wetting it, but I had to like pull out the Dawn Extreme to lubricate it up and separate. Man, they put up a fight. So while those dries, we're going to clean off this counter and just give ourselves a lot of space to pull things out and organize.
The trees, they are singing to the tune of a song, and the wind is gently ringing the bell that brings the morning, welcome of the dawn. The voice of the robin, the call of the dove, the red leaves are falling, the barn owl is calling, the welcome of the dawn.
We have a good working surface now. Now my plan of attack, I really don't know what that should be. I'm thinking that I'm just going to take everything out. Yeah. I think I'm gonna take everything out and I'm gonna get a trash bag and we're just going to create a blank slate in here. No, that's not what I wanna do. We're gonna work shelf by shelf because I can just see myself getting everything out, running out of time, and then be stuck with my counter totally overwhelmed. So we're gonna do one shelf at a time. It's been decided, one shelf. And we're just gonna go top to bottom. It only took making that mistake about 5 million times for me to finally learn from it, where you take everything out of the closet and then you get paralyzed and overwhelmed and then it sits there for a few weeks. Yeah, can relate. Working one shelf at a time makes it so I can step away at any point in time and I only have a few items left out on the counter versus a whole pantry worth. So 10 out of 10, recommend. I'm really putting a lot of trust on this little stool. I do not know what the weight limit is. Okay, so I have 3 wine bottles up there. I don't really drink. Steven doesn't drink, and I have a drink about 3 times a year. I have 1 unopened bottle that I'm gonna keep, but these are probably well over a year old. So they've probably turned to vinegar by now. We're going to get rid of those. This shelf is kind of like the shelf where we put things kids don't want to reach. It's the no kids shelf. So Steven's drinks are up there, his sparkling waters. We'll put this back up there. See? No kids. The stuff kids can't reach. Problem is, Steven can still reach these. So we've got coffee filters. I have these little cups. Oh gosh, there's a hole on both sides. Honestly, these little cups just need to be donated or repurposed into the bathrooms for like toothbrushing. Because I'm gonna forget that these are up there, and really, what am I gonna use these for besides crafts? Nothing really. So out of this pantry they go. Now, if you've been around a long time, you might recognize those small red cups, because in a previous video, I think I did a grocery haul or something, and those came in. I had ordered regular size, or thought I had ordered regular size Solo cups, and then those came, and they look the exact same in the picture. Regular Solo cups and tiny ones. Okay, top shelf done. My hope is that I can keep this empty and put my crock pot, because right now I do not like my crock pot where it is stored. It's in a cabinet and constantly gets stuff stacked onto it. So we'll see if I can keep that space empty. We're gonna keep these out for now and this out for now. See if we can find a better spot for it. This, I just know we'll never drink. The expiration still has a few months left, so we're just going to reach out and see if anybody wants that, or go put it in like one of those blessing boxes. We have a few of those around town. These were also on the top shelf, and I think I'm going to put these in the door where they're easier for the girls to get to. They like to mix in stuff into little coffee drinks and iced tea. Okay, shelf number 2. I just got to talk to you guys about that solar eclipse. I don't think I've ever seen a total eclipse, okay? And we just so happen to live in the path of totality, so we got the ultimate experience. I'm pretty easy to impress and can geek out fairly easily, but that was next level amazing. Did y'all get to see it? Okay, I suspected beans and then some lentils, which I remember I was gonna cook something with lentils. I got 1 thing of black beans. That would be really good to make up. I make my own refried beans from pinto beans in the crock pot, so that's good. We do have a lot of lentils. Can't remember why I have so many lentils. Maybe I just keep buying them because I can't see them in here. So for the beans, I think I'm just going to take out and stack up nicely. These actually stack really easily. So this way I can see what I have. Again, aesthetics aside, I would rather see it and it look chaotic in there than it be concealed and look organized. Because really, who are we kidding? It's still chaotic in there. right, this bin has been like pastas, and I think I'm going to make it kind of like sides as well. This is another part of the problem that is happening because I can't see what I have. I'm buying stuff instead of going through the bins when I'm making my shopping list. So we'll consolidate these. Thankfully, it didn't get too terrible. Candy, we'll hide that. And I think this is going to be the first thing I use my bins for. So this would be like my sides. We have macaroni and cheese, pastaroni, this chickpea pasta. Do you have any meal planning ideas for penne pasta? I have quite a bit of that. My family's not too crazy about this chickpea pasta, but it is a little bit higher in protein. And then we've got whole wheat, which I know they don't like. I don't think we'll eat this, so I may pass this off to my mother-in-law. I'm gonna just make her a pile to go through. This is a common theme around here. I wonder if I can consolidate. Not really. All right, so we're just gonna keep 2 as it is. Now knowing that I have 2 panko breadcrumb containers, I'm gonna make one of our family's favorite recipes. I got it off e-meals. I think it's called crispy onion parmesan oven baked chicken or oven fried chicken. And basically you take 1 part French fried onions, 1 part panko breadcrumbs, crush it up real good to make the breading. And then I can't remember if you dredge your chicken in eggs or mayonnaise, but then you put the breading on around it and then bake it, you know, according to whatever kind of chicken you're making. And it is delicious. It is a kid-friendly recipe, and they will be excited to have that either this week or next week. My instructions are kind of hard to read, but making brown rice in a pressure cooker is like the easiest thing you can do. It takes 15 minutes once it comes to pressure. Okay, this is where we stand with this shelf. This is actually a rice dispenser. I put white rice in there. Once I use that up, I'll probably fill it up with brown rice because it's just better for you. That's where I put my spaghetti. We don't have any right now, so it's just gonna sit empty. So this shelf, I'm not gonna take everything out. I'm just gonna do a quick organize. I keep my unused condiments in waiting over here, then canned, and then there really shouldn't be anything else. So let's do that real quick. So the way I have them organized, I know everything tucked in this corner is like a vegetable for like an E. I normally do frozen veggies, but I have found canned veggies at lunchtime to be much easier. Yes, they're not as great in nutritional value, but sometimes when it's just me and the kids eat these vegetables better. Then I keep my tomato products together. I kind of have miscellaneous in front so I can kind of see what I have. These I will usually look towards to say, okay, what do I need to use up? What can I make with those items? Then my cream of, my meats, and then like my canned fruits. And then these are tomatoes and chilies and stuff. So that's my thought process on this corner. Like I said, this is like condiments that don't need to be refrigerated and stuff in waiting. That okay, this is bothering me. They actually printed the label upside down, and I was like, what bothers me worse? Them not stacking nicely or the label being upside down? And originally I was like, no, I want all my labels to face up. We're gonna stack it. But actually, I think having them snug together is better. All right, now this shelf. I'm really hoping I can free up a lot of space here. We shall see. It's not uncommon for me to make some questionable decisions while decluttering, but this was not my finest moment. I was finding a lot of open packages and testing to see just how stale everything was, and those crackers were not only stale, but they seemed to absorb some flavors in the air. I couldn't put my finger on it, but do not recommend doing that. I was just trying to do my part to mitigate throwing away food. But you know, sometimes it just ain't worth it to save a half a package of crackers. So that is your tip of the day. Okay? It's okay to throw out that half pack of crackers. You do not have to taste it and test the saleability. And claim this bottom shelf for my crock pots. This is just gonna make my life so much easier not having to try and dig these out. I actually have a few other small appliances I can move over here. My appliance cabinet is just overrun, and I've already given away some stuff, and I need to give away more, but most of it we do use. We just need a better storage solution. Okay, this is all I have left to find a home for. I've been in the process of doing this as I go as well. Most everything on the floor here is recycling, except for these. And it doesn't feel like there's anything in there. Family. Not throwing away the trash. What I've been pleasantly surprised about is I haven't thrown away as much as I thought I was. I thought that there was going to be a lot of expired stuff, but it was just a lot of emptying out. There's still a good bit thrown away, which I'm not proud of, but it is what it is. We're actually doing this to prevent any more food loss. And then whatever is salvageable, I will just, you know, put out to friends and family and see if anybody can use it so it doesn't go to waste. Okay, somebody once told me that you're not supposed to store potatoes and onions together. Is that true? Because I do it all the time. I think they said it's because it makes the potatoes go bad quicker or vice versa. But we honestly eat through our potatoes and onions pretty quick. I haven't found that to be true for my family. I guess if you're storing for long periods of time, it probably is something to be concerned about, but honestly, I don't want 2 bins. It just takes up too much space. So we're gonna keep them together for now unless y'all tell me otherwise. All right, the last 2 bins, I think I'm going to switch into clear bins. It's kind of my baking bin and my hot tea bin, or really just drink bin. I have these like electrolytes, but we don't really care for them, so I'm gonna see if any of my friends can use them because they were not cheap. Finding a spot for my teas has been one of the bigger challenges in this kitchen. Originally, I had them in a bin similar to this, or actually I think I had them loose in a cabinet. Then I moved them to one of my kitchen drawers, which worked for a short period of time until boxes started getting mangled up and jamming up the drawer. So we're going to try this system. My biggest issue is I have boxes of tea, I have individual packets of tea, and it's not a one size fits all system. So I'm really hoping this works. Okay, I've decluttered teas in here. If they're not labeled, I know I'm not going to drink them. And then the ones that were salvageable, I set in my giveaway pile. So hopefully I can find a friend. And then the rest of these, I know I will drink. I learned about myself that these packages are not the best. This is fine because it's still in the box. And we drink a lot of peach tea over here. So I'm not too worried about that. But in the future, I know that I'm going to look for the individual packets. Because these look like this when you're opened up. And then the box gets destroyed and you're just left with this. Gotta be able to see it. Gotta be able to know what I have. This is a lot less overwhelming. It'll make drinking tea a lot more enjoyable because I don't have a cluttered mess to go through to pick out my tea. If you've made it to this point in the video, I just gotta say thank you. I have enjoyed hanging out with you as always. You could have chosen any video to watch today, but you chose mine, and I do not take that for granted. I know most probably come here for some declutter motivation. I hope I'm doing a good job. I really do. But I just have to say that whatever motivation you get from this, y'all guys give it back to me 4 times more. I could not do this without you guys, and my house thanks you immensely. We've come a long way, haven't we? We've really got a good thing going on here, and I look forward to many, many more years here on YouTube with you guys. Can you even believe this is the same pantry? And I still have plenty of space to grow if I needed to. And I freed up this whole bottom shelf to put my crock pots. This feels so much better. I don't know what happened to my other recycling bin, but we got a new recycling bin here. This is just for like the little everyday stuff. We collect it in here instead of having to walk it out to the garage every time. Works for us. We've got some water and vinegar, the step stool. I mean, this feels amazing. I don't even know what to put up there. For now, we're just gonna enjoy it being nothing. That feels so good, and honestly, it only took me about 2 hours. And that's with filming. If you haven't already, go say something kind to yourself. I'll see you in the next one. You know what another decluttering victory is? Being able to close this door and not have stuff stick out the bottom. Kind of like this one over here that can't even be closed. Yeah. We're coming for you next time.